Welcome to avshowrooms.com. I'm Kevin Olson. Today we'll be looking at a systems approach from Von Gaylord Audio consisting of their VG8 loudspeaker, Starlet 4 integrated amplifier, Legend 2 loudspeaker cables, and Legend 4 interconnects. These are their entry-level components. The speakers and integrated both cost $3,495. The interconnects are $795 per 1 meter pair, and the speaker cables are $1,495 per 10-foot pair. The speakers are a two-way design with a 1.5-inch titanium dome tweeter and an 8-inch fiberglass cone woofer. The cabinet is in the form of a truncated four-sided pyramid similar in shape to the old Wilson Watt and finished in piano black lacquer. Very nicely finished, I might add. They're 12 by 16 by 14.5 inch in size and weigh a substantial 27 pounds each. Von Gaylord also included their speaker stands, which are very easy to assemble, attractive, and very nicely made. They're a good match for the VG8s. The stands are 25 inches high, and I suspect they would do a nice job with other brands of loudspeakers as well. After break-in, I decided to first test the VG8s on my usual tube-based system consisting of the Pioneer CDSA CD player, CAT SL1 preamp, XLO cables, and Electron JH50 tube power amp. I used the Electron amplifier because it is comparable to the Starlet 4 in terms of its tube design and 50-watt output. The first thing that struck me is the Generous Soundstage the VG8s generated. While it doesn't have quite the sense of height that a planar might produce, it has very nice depth and width in good proportion. The sense of focus is also excellent. Instruments are easy to picture in your mind's eye in the soundstage. This is quite good for a small monitor, as was the bass response for its slightly larger than 1 cubic foot enclosure size. The bass was a bit overcooked, but not over much considering their small ported design. In my 22 by 14 foot room, they played as loud as I would generally want to listen, another good result. They did have a particular tonal balance, sounding a bit insistent in the upper mid-range and a bit depressed in the upper treble, with the somewhat generous bass referred to earlier. This resulted in an exciting but not entirely tonally truthful balance that actually flattered most of the rock music I listened through to them. Classical, on the other hand, was a bit less well served. Here the speaker's tonal balance worked to a bit of a disadvantage. But let's not forget that we're talking about a small and relatively inexpensive loudspeaker by perfectionist audio standards. It's a bit unfair to expect perfection in all parameters. The next step was to assess the system as a whole with the Starlet 4 integrated amplifier and Von Gaylord cables. The Starlet 4 is a 50 watt per channel tube design employing 6550 tubes. It measures 18 by 9.5 by 14 and weighs in at a healthy 55 pounds. It has outputs for 4, 8, and 16 ohms, so it should be able to match well with most loudspeakers that are candidates to be driven by tube electronics. It seems Von Gaylord did a good job matching the system. While rock music and the like retained its exciting sound, classical and other acoustic music came across better. The basic characteristics of the VG8 stayed true, but mitigated for the positive in my view, especially in the sense that the forwardness in the upper mid-range seemed tamed a bit. I did listen to the Starlet 4 and other loudspeakers and compared it to the Electron amplifier I own. It handled the comparison quite well. While I slightly preferred the JH50 SL1 combination to the Starlet 4, the Electron is no longer available and has the benefit of about 20 years more break-in and was considerably more expensive. So I wouldn't make too much of the differences. It worked perfectly through the review period and does not require preamplifier. For most people these days, its 3 inputs should suffice. The components of the Von Gaylord system are well matched sonically and attractive and well made, especially for what is their entry-level product line. So I can definitely recommend an addition to the Von Gaylord components, especially if you like a somewhat forward, explicit, and exciting sound. Thank you for watching avshowrooms.com. I'm Kevin Olson.